Hey, hope you guys are doing well. Let's start lesson 2 of juggling. Here's what you will need for today's lesson. You will need scarf, or most of you are probably going to use a plastic grocery bag, which works just as well as a scarf. Later in the lesson, if you have some tennis balls, that will work great. If not, just ball up a sock ball, not as large as the sock ball that we're using in soccer. Probably just one sock will do. So as you can see, it's about the same size as the tennis ball. I still don't think Mr. Tom Lou knows what these scarves are for. Let me turn the camera to him and see if he can tell us what these are for. What do you want me to do with this, Mr. Wilmot? Wipe the sweat off me? It's a washcloth? I'm little Grandma Tom Lou, walking across the house. Really? Go sit down over there and watch this lesson. To begin this lesson, I want to do some review of the last lesson. So get your scarves or your plastic grocery bags ready, and again, let's practice some of those drills really quick. If you just want to practice with 2, make sure get some good skills. I really like to see you practice with 3. Remember last time we did the inside-outside juggle, and we did a pattern juggle where you choose the pattern and you just stick with it. And just keep it going. You can catch with any hand. So get some review of the last lesson. Today we're going to focus on an X pattern juggle, also known crisscross juggle. And let's just start with 2 so that we know the pattern first. We have to get it with 2 before we can try it with 3 naturally. You have to do the same pattern repeatedly for this juggle. So we're going to start with 2. The idea is that you're going to switch sides with the scarves. So the green one is over here, but when I'm done with 1 round, the green one will be on the other side, and this bluish one will be on the other, the side that the green one's on now. There's 4 steps to this. So there's 4 steps. Throw it across, throw the other one across, catch the first one, catch the second one. So I'm going across, but when I catch, I am catching the scarves on the same side. So as you can see, green's over here, toss across, catch on the same, catch on the same. 1, 2, 1, 2. So here are some common mistakes that I don't want you to make. The most common is I see people reach across their body to catch it. As you can see, the green one's still on this side because I'm reaching across to catch it. So they're not switching. Even though I toss it over there, when I cross, I bring it back to its original side. So you don't want that. You want to catch it on the same side. Remember that if you need to use the floor, it will help you. It slows things down. It won't go too low for you because you're already sitting on the ground at that level. So if you need to use the floor, again, get this pattern first. Across, across, catch on the same side, catch on the same side. Across, across, catch on the same, catch on the same. So then get it to where you don't have to use the floor at all. And then get it to where you can stand up. Now it's going to get a little bit more difficult. We're going to add a third scarf to this juggle. It's still the X pattern, the crisscross juggle. We're still moving our hands the same way. Across, across, catch on the same, catch on the same. So we touched a little bit on this in the last lesson, where if you have to hold two scarves in one hand, take your pretend scissors and cut the corner off one, and then you're going to pinch the other. So the one that you're pinching is going to be thrown into the air first. So it's going to be blue. Then I'm going to go to the other hand, which is orange, and my last one will be green. So I'm going to go blue, orange, green, every single round. That's going to be my pattern. Blue, orange, green, blue, orange, green, blue, orange, green, every single throw. Every single round, that has to be in that order. So I'm still going across, across. Now, as I'm catching the blue, which is going to be the first one, I'll be throwing the green to replace it. So I'm going to blue, orange, catch and replace, catch and replace, catch and replace, catch and replace. And every time I catch one, I'm replacing it with the scarf that's on the other side. So it's the same pattern. Once you get started, it's the same pattern every single time. I always have one in my hand, and there's usually two in the air, but I always will have one of them in my hand. So again, toss, toss, catch and replace, catch and replace. So it's that same pattern that we were just doing when we only had two scarves. I just added another scarf to the mix. You can just put the scarves on the ground and do it that way as well. To toss the blue across, then I'm going to toss the orange across, and then as I'm catching the blue from the air, I'm going to toss the green one. So I'm going to go across, across, catch and replace, catch and replace, catch and replace. And every time I throw the one that's in my hand, I'm picking the other one up off of the ground. If you're using the ground, I'm just picking the one that's in my other hand, right below my other hand. I'm picking that up into the air. Now, eventually, you're going to get faster with your hands to where you don't have to use the ground too much. I'm trying to keep these scarves in the camera shot so they're not going above the camera. Give it a try. This one's hard, but you can do it. These steps are really more for your older kids, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. Again, if you're younger, you can try this, but you're going to have some difficulty with the tennis balls because they're heavier and they move quicker. So I recommend this for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. If you're in the younger grade, just continue working on that 3 scarf one. As I said, that's challenging in itself for those younger ages. If you're ready to move on to the tennis balls, and again, I would really make sure that you could do the 3 scarf juggle with 3 standing up before you move to tennis balls. So if you're ready to graduate, this is next step for you. So you're going to start the same way. It's the same motion, across, across, catch on the same side, catch on the same side. You're just probably not going to be able to catch it like this since it's not the scarf. You're going to hold your hand out and it will fall into your hands. So across, across, catch, catch. cross, across, catch, catch. So you have to really keep your eye on the tennis ball. Boom. Now, if you don't have multiple tennis balls at your house, again, there's nothing wrong with using the sock ball. Trying to make it about the same size as a tennis ball. Cross, cross, catch, catch. And you can certainly just use the sock ball or 3 sock balls. Well, in this case, 2. Show me what you got. Now this is the super challenge. If we're face to face, usually this is what I would really only do with maybe 4th and 5th grade. But I'd love to see, you know, 2nd and 3rd graders try this out and see if you can do a 3-ball X pattern juggle. So obviously you're going to need 2 in one hand, 1 in the other. Just like when we were using scars, the one that I'm kind of pinching first is going to go across my body. Then I'm going to toss the other ball to the other side. When I'm catching the first one that's coming down, I'll be throwing this 3rd ball because I'm replacing. Catch and replace. Catch and replace. Catch and replace. So I'm going to try to keep them all right in front of me so I don't have to reach too far. That's tough. I will say that when I first started to learn how to do this, I did not learn how to do it in one day. It took me probably a couple months to where I could sit there and consistently juggle back and forth. So really, I want you guys to understand this, that your first couple of turns like this, I would be happy with, you know, the first time you get 1 throw, 1 throw. And then it goes too far, you can't really catch any of them. You're gonna have to pick them up off the ground, but you're just getting the first 2 throws out. Throw, throw. Maybe throw, throw, catch. So I didn't even throw this 3rd one yet. So, but I have it in the hand, I'm trying. Throw, throw, catch. Then throw, throw, catch, catch. Now that you got that motion, let's try to do that 3rd throw. Throw, throw, throw. I caught my first ball. I didn't catch any of the others, but I'm still learning. Then get to a point where you just work that same motion across, across, catch. And even I mess up sometimes. You really have to keep your eyes on it, otherwise it won't work. Your eyes always have to stay on the tennis balls that you're tossing up. Switch hands. Ta-da! Ta-da! Oh, you want me to throw it in the air and then switch hands? That's hard. How about this, Mr. Wilmot? No? It ain't go in the air? Okay. Oh, you want me to catch them? Oh, man.